Hello, everyone. Welcome to the next episode of And One. Tonight with us, we got a state champ. We have someone who was, as of a few hours ago, just added to the top five rankings for the 2027 class in Minnesota. Welcome, Emma Millerbernd.
Hi, thank you.
How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing good. If you can, go ahead and just let the audience know the position you play and grade in class, I guess.
Yeah. So I'm Emma Millerbernd, and I'm a shooting guard, and I'm in class of 2027.
There you go. And you won a state championship last year. We'll get to that eventually. Let's start. When did you first start playing basketball?
Um, I was pretty young. It was probably like second grade. I started playing rec for Wyzetta, which was like really fun, and we kind of just did it for fun. And then I just started getting more into it, and yeah, ended up here. So.
I'll say, did you take to it right away, or was it kind of like, did you have to get talked into a little bit, or just love it right off the bat?
Well, like both of my siblings played, so I'd like always watch them play, and I'd like always be in the gym. So like I loved it right away. And when I was like younger, I'd just go downstairs and dribble a basketball with like my siblings and stuff, which was always fun. So I just started like loving it right away because I was always in the gym watching them.
You're the best one of the siblings, right? Like they got better as they went, correct?
Yeah, you could say that.
There we go. So, and then we talked about last year. I mean, threw right into the fire as a seventh grader, a starter on a pretty powerful team. What was that like last year? Getting first year in varsity, being a starter.
Yeah, so that was like really fun, and I didn't really know like what to expect, but my sister was also on the team, which like helped a lot, and it was like super fun because she like introduced me to a lot of stuff, and just helped like build like the social part, which like really helped to get close with them. But it was super fun, and they're super like welcoming and stuff. So, it was really fun.
Coach, he told me a story that was kind of funny from breakdown last year when you were guarding Olivia Olson. He said, as a defender, you don't want him to score. And you're like, she scored. I mean, he's like, she's Olivia Olson. She probably
Yeah.
should score. But that just kind of shows your mentality that even in seventh grade, you're like, I don't want one of the best players in the country to score when I'm on him. Have you always been a defensive minded player, or kind of did that come along a little bit later?
Yeah. So, well, I've always been like both kind of, but especially like for Providence because we already had like so many people that could like shoot and score. So I knew that I could just like take a position and like I didn't always have to be scoring. I just knew that defense is good and other people can like score. Like I can always score too, but I just knew we needed like a defensive player too. So
So as a defensive player, who's so far either AAU or high school, who's been the hardest player to defend so far?
well, obviously like definitely Olivia Olson was probably the hardest. And I was like super nervous going into it, but I knew like coach put me there for a reason and I had to go do that job. So
Got to give you a shout out. You frustrated her a little bit. There were times there
yeah.
were turnovers and stuff. Like as a seventh grader, sometimes I don't think you sometimes you know what you don't know what you don't know, and so you just kind of play hard. And it worked out. You guys
Exactly.
won the game, so
Yep.
congratulations on that.
Thank you.
We'll go back to next year, our last season, a little bit too. What was
Uh-huh.
your welcome to varsity moment? Like that moment where all of a sudden you're like, okay, this is kind of for real. Kind of. Did you have one, or did everything kind of go pretty smoothly?
Yeah, so like everything went pretty smooth, but I would probably say might have been like the first home game. So I got pretty nervous for that and I knew like there were people from like our school watching and it was like really nerve-wracking, but it's just kind of the moment where I realized like okay, like I'm in front of like a big crowd, like I know these people, like I don't know. But yeah.
And so another game I want to talk about, kind of you said you started with varsity, kind of started, right off the bat. But by the time you got to sections and stuff, old veteran, kind of everything, you had a pretty big game, I would say, when you played Holy Family to, on the process to getting to
Yeah.
state. What was that like in sections, knowing that, kind of everything with magnitude, one loss and we're done? What was that like from your perspective?
Yeah, so like obviously I knew it was like a super duper important game. Like obviously every game's important, but I knew that one was like really important. And so I don't know, I just kind of like took it all out and as a team we are like we got this, like we can do this. So that was a really fun game. So
Did you know early on that, when you were hitting early, you're like, I'm hot, my shot's going in, or was it kind of like, I'm going to keep going until I miss?
Yeah, so it's kind of like that, and I knew like I kind of had like that sweet spot, and obviously they got the ball to me, so I was like, all right, like I got this, like whatever. So yeah,
So I said, we'll give some of your teammates some love here. You play with Madden Greenway, who
yeah,
that has to be fun. That has to be fun
yeah,
running with her. You have the three of the Count sisters. One
uh-huh,
Maria has moved on now to University of Minnesota.
yeah,
What's it like playing? You said you had kind of all different grade levels. You had Madden kind of closer to your age, Brooks a little bit closer to your age, Hope, and then you have kind of the veteran sisters. What's that like?
yeah. So that's like really fun how we have like all spread out, and obviously I have like people who like get me like I could always like go to Madden and be like, cause she like started in 7th grade too, so I could be like, how was this for you? Like, I could always like go to her for advice because I knew she's like been through that. But it was also nice having like older people because they've like been through it all. So I could also go to them for like if I need advice or, like they knew what they were doing. And especially like being new last year, I like didn't know a ton what I was doing. So obviously that was super helpful. And yeah.
What was the best advice that Madden gave you? As you said, she started as a seventh grader, kind of the same route that you've taken. What was her best advice?
Well, she was always like super, I don't know the word, like encouraging, I guess. So I don't know, she's always like, you got this, Emma, or if I'm like down, she's always like, like next play, like you're totally fine. So it's probably like those words that help me the most. So,
And then a couple more questions, then we'll move into the summer AAU. What would you say, or describe for yourself what it was like winning a state championship? I mean, not only making it to state, you made it all the way to the championship game and you won
yeah,
the championship game. What was that moment like?
it was like really fun, especially because that was like my first time. Obviously, when I was like younger, it was like we would go to state and it like wouldn't really matter. But obviously, yeah, it was like super fun. And then playing like on that big, just like stage almost, it was like very nerve wracking, but it was like so fun, like everyone watching. So, yeah.
And so last question, we got to give him a little bit of credit. I guess we can't only rag on him. What did you
Mhm.
learn from Coach Connor last year?
Yeah, so I learned like a lot, and obviously he like believed in me a lot. So, just the like encouragement and was like great, and we immediately created like a bond too because he was like super nice right off the bat, and yeah, he was just yeah.
We won't tell him that he's super nice. No, I'm kidding. And so we play for North Tartan this summer. How does your role change from high school to AAU? Are does it change? Are you expected to kind of do the same stuff or are you expected to do different?
So like AU, obviously, I do a lot more like scoring. I would say like defense too, but a lot more scoring. And I feel like I'm just more confident in AU, especially like playing my grade level is like way different than playing older kids. So that's also like really fun to have like both, and then in the summer I can like work on everything. So it's really fun to do that.
Where are some of the best places this summer you went to with AA for AAU tournaments?
Ohio was really fun for nationals. So that was probably the most fun place we went, especially because our team was super close and like half of our team was on my Wyzetta team and I was in like 6th grade and all the way through. So we were like super close. So it was really fun.
How would you say playing on the EYBL circuit for North Tartan, how did that feel? Like how have you grown as a player playing on that?
Yeah, so they're like the only AU like organization I've actually like played for, like right off the bat. But it's pretty cool like knowing that it's like a big kind of AU like organization, and I don't know, but yeah.
Not bad. Well, it's a
Yeah.
legacy program, so
Yeah.
it's pretty fun to play for. So then we'll ramp up. We're coming into this year. You're batting 1,000. 1 year of varsity, 1 year state championship. We're about a month away before everything really ramps up for this
Mhm.
year. What would you say is kind of goals and expectations of your team? Is it championship or bust, or are we taking it one day at a time?
What can you repeat that again?
Oh, sorry. So the
Yeah.
upcoming year, I said kind of what are the goals and expectations from you yourself as a player and from the team? Are we looking championship or bust, or that we're taking it one game at a time?
Yeah, I'm saying like really looking for the championship again, and our schedule is like already super tough. Like I already saw that and it looks really tough. So we're just like hoping to like all get better as a team and win that championship again. So hopefully, so
So mention the schedule. I don't know if we have a full one out yet, but we know some of them.
yeah,
What are some of the games that you're circling as kind of you're most excited for, kind of that you think fans should want to make sure they want to come out and watch?
yeah. So for sure the Iowa game, which is like I don't know if it's an actual game for sure, but it's coming up for Thanksgiving when we
Yep.
play like Audie Crooks. I know that's gonna be like a huge game, especially because like my grandparents are from Iowa and like my grandma's like a big part of Bishop Garrigan, so she like really knows her well. So I think that'll be like super fun and just seeing like how she plays. Cause I see her like everywhere on like social media and stuff. So for sure it'll be fun like seeing how she actually plays. But also like Hopkins will be super fun and that'll be a tough game for sure. So
I like it. So how do you think your role will expand this year? You're going to be counted on a little bit more, even as, an eighth grader, it's second year varsity, kind of how do you think your role will change, or what do you think will be kind of more of your expectations coming into this year?
yeah, so I would probably say like shooting more and obviously still stick with defense, but I would say probably like shooting more and just for me to have like more confidence, which yeah, I'm really hoping that that'll happen. So
There you go. So then we'll go off the court. When we're not playing basketball, practicing or something like that, where can we find you? What do you like to do when you're not, trying to drain basketball out of your mind a little bit?
yeah. So I love like hanging out with friends, I do a lot of stuff with friends. Or I love like being by the lake, like on the boat or traveling is also really fun. I really enjoy that. Whenever we have off time, we try to travel a lot. So yeah.
See, I sunburn way too easy to be anywhere near a
Yeah.
boat. So I'm not a boating person, but I
Yeah.
love people that do. It's not me. It's not for
Yeah.
me. Do you have any superstitions or any ritual before games?
um I don't really have like a certain one. Obviously, I like listen to music before games, which really like makes me excited for the games, and I kind of give myself like a pep talk, like you got this, just like go out and play your hardest, just like that. But
What's on the go-to playlist? What has to be like on the playlist to get pumped up for a game?
I don't really have like a certain song, but obviously my dad will give me suggestions that I should listen to, so those are always fun. So yeah.
Do we have any good suggestions from dad? Like, has dad ever led you astray where you're like, Dad, this song was bad, or is he usually pretty good with the suggestions?
He's pretty good with the suggestions, and then when he like drives me to AU, like last year I'd always go with my sister, so she'd always like play the music in the car before games. Or like on the bus, we would play music. So that'd be good. But my dad for like AU games, he'd just kinda play what pumps him up, so then that'd help for me. So
Do you ever take dad on one-on-one? Can you beat him yet?
I used to, but then he like elbowed me in the eye and he's like, I don't think I can play you after that. He got a little scared.
Man, dad was not gonna lose. He was gonna elbow you.
Yeah.
Man, goodness. Well, you must have been pretty good if he had to he's like, I gotta throw some elbows if I'm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so what would you say you have a couple of years more of high school and AAU. What's one skill set that you really want to hone in or add to your game?
Yeah, for sure like driving to the basket more because like AU I'm totally fine doing it, but again, just like confidence and I like know I can do it. But I just really kind of want to show that I like can dribble, and I'm not scared of it. So, yeah.
They go cross them over, drop them to the ground. There you
Yeah.
go. Well, we'll end with this. I won't take all your night. We'll end with this. What is one thing that like a hidden talent or something that someone that wouldn't know about you? What's one thing either on the court or off the court, like a skill set or something, one thing we don't know about you?
Hmm. This is a tough one. Probably. Oh, I don't know if I really have one.
I would say, can you take Madden one-on-one? That could be a
Uh,
skill set. Come on.
you got me there.
We'll like to think about it because like I said, I have a feeling we might be seeing you for championship series. I'm not making predictions. I'm just saying you guys have a great chance. But I want to say thank you so much for doing
Yeah,
this. Good luck
thank you.
this year. Good health this year. I
Uh,
think Providence, you're coming back stacked. You're coming with a group, and you're part of that. I'm excited to see season 2 of varsity for you with the team. Thank you so much. You have a fantastic night.
yeah, thank you so much for having me.
No problem. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.